Coming up at the end of April, it's the Business Hall of Fame in Du Bois County. Hello and welcome to 18WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. We are honored to have in the studio with us two guests who are going to talk about the Business Hall of Fame for Du Bois County. First of all, we have Ruth Wilson, and Ruth Wilson is the JASWIN, the Junior Achievement of Southwest Indiana Education Director, Manager, correct? Okay. And we also have Chad Hoffman. Now, Chad is the co-chair of the Business Hall of Fame breakfast, but he is also the chair of the Junior Achievement Advisory Board for Du Bois County.
That's right.
Okay, now that's all quite a mouthful. In the Business Hall of Fame, this is the third or fourth?
This will be the fourth.
The fourth, okay. You know, when you start these things, the next thing you know, you're really into it and things are going well. And you would think people know what junior achievement is and what this benefit is for. However, Ruth, if you could explain what is junior achievement.
So Junior Achievement, we are a nonprofit that we go into classrooms to teach students things about work readiness, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship. So we have in-classroom programs that are taught by volunteers for grades kindergarten through 12th grade throughout Du Bois County. This year we're probably looking to do about 180 in-classroom programs, probably impacting a little over 50% or half of the student population here in Du Bois County.
Yeah, and it's all the schools in Du Bois
Yes.
County receive the benefit of junior achievement. And you do simple things like how to write out a check in a checkbook.
Yes.
But then you also, I know at Jasper High School, they usually have like a little business that they run. So it goes from the whole realm of it. And you get really good response from people, volunteers.
Oh yes, I think you all are so blessed. I'm really blessed because JA is so prevalent and so well known in Du Bois County. Volunteers, I never have to worry or never feel like I'm having to, scrape the bucket or the bottom of the barrel for volunteers. And that makes my job a lot easier, and I think that makes something unique here in Du Bois County.
And Junior Achievement, or JA, is a nonprofit organization.
Yes.
And like all nonprofit organizations, it takes funds to be able to buy the materials that you use and things like that. And so people can always make donations, and I'm sure you get donations in separate ways. But one of the big fundraisers for you, but also a great way to highlight business in Du Bois County, is the Business Hall of Fame. And Chad, if you talk a little bit about that, the day, date, time, or maybe Ruth, whichever one of you.
Oh, yeah. I can talk to it. The Business Hall of Fame this year is going to be on April 26th. It's a morning session. It's a program in the morning. We just felt that everyone's so busy in the evenings. Everyone's so hanging on, coveting their private time and the personal time with their family. So we've decided to make it a morning event, kind of get it done and people back to their offices by about 9 o'clock. But the doors open about 7 o'clock. It is a breakfast. Program will start about 8 and take about an hour to finish.
And it's really a very nice program, and it's a great breakfast. I'm always into the food.
Yeah.
But the program itself is, you think you know these people who are being inducted, but you really just find out the depth of what they've done is always amazing.
It is. And this year we're honoring Mark Schrader as our active laureate, which laureate's just a fancy word to say recipient, and also Stanley Crimp will be our historical laureate. So very happy to be able to have those guys honored that morning, and it's a good full breakfast. We get a bunch of peers in a room to help honor some local people that we think a lot of, and it's just a great morning.
So now you have tickets that are available, or tables that are available, and how can somebody get tickets or a table if they would like to have a table?
Right now tickets and tables are still available. It's $500 for a table of 8 or $75 for an individual ticket, and we're trying to fill the room as best we can. This is our 4th year. In our first year we had about 300 in attendance, and this year we're kind of ramping up to the 450 people in attendance. So we're really proud of the acceleration and the dedication of everyone to show up that morning and support our honorees.
It's also a nice business networking opportunity for folks to come in a business
Absolutely,
atmosphere.
Yeah. Even if you didn't know our honorees, it's a good idea. If you're new to town or just want to meet some people, it's a great event to come rub some elbows with the who's who of Du Bois County, and that's never a bad thing.
Now, I would imagine for the most part, it's businesses who are buying the tickets or the individual tickets.
Yes,
for
a very
the most
large part will be businesses.
So they can just, how can they get a ticket?
Well, you can just give me a call directly. It's Chad Huffman at 812-634-5238, and that's probably your best way to go.
Okay. Or they could always look up Jazzwin online and get some contact.
Yeah,
names that way.
Jazzwin's Junior Achievement of Southwestern Indiana. It's jazzwin.org.
Okay. All right. And so this month, this is a significant fundraiser, or is it just one of the things that happens for Junior Achievement?
I would consider this a fairly significant fundraiser for us. We do have our standard Adopt a School where we just kind of ask businesses and individuals to help support and sponsor a class or sponsor a school. But this certainly is another big fundraiser, probably is equal fundraiser, probably represents about 50% of what we need in a year's time.
Yeah, so the important thing now is to get yourself a reservation.
That's right. That's right.
And that is, again, the date is, and I know you're thinking, wow, that's a long way off. I can't plan that far ahead. But that's why you want to get your tickets now so we can fill that room.
That's right. It's April 26th, and the sooner the better.
At the Huntingburg Event Center?
At the Huntingburg Event Center. Okay. I failed to mention that. That's right.
You guys run this in a really neat, different way for, I think, a business luncheon, breakfast, whatever it is, in that when people come in, they should just go right to the food. There's not going to be an opening ceremony.
That's right.
Just right to the food.
Yeah, and it's a full breakfast. I mean, you're going to get your meat and potatoes and not just a little fruit tray or, it's just a full breakfast, and it's a great breakfast, and it's just a great program overall.
Okay, now, I know you've got a lot of sponsors who are part of this, and people will hear more about that at the event, and they'll see that in the advertising. But you've had somebody else that has always stepped forward.
That's right. We have plenty of sponsors. We want to wish we could just list them all now, but our presenting sponsor, who's been with us from the beginning, this is our 4th year, and they're the first one to step up and write a check. And in any new event, you want somebody to do that because it helps get the ball rolling. But Bingham, Greenbaum, and Dahl, LLP, an attorney firm here in Jasper, has agreed to step up and be our presenting sponsor. And they've just been we're just blessed to have them on board, and we're just happy to have them as a partner.
And Ruth, back to Junior Achievement, you really are located in all the counties. You're pretty well all of southern Indiana, but Du Bois County really does stand out in its Junior Achievement program.
Definitely. Like I said, I think because it's so well known here, it's definitely something that's very well established here. I think Du Bois County, we cover 11 counties, and Du Bois County is probably the 3rd largest as far as market share goes, as far as reaching over half of those students within the Du Bois County area. So I think that's something to be really proud of, for sure.
Okay, and anything you'd like to add about the...
I want to interject on that point is the national average for the amount of students K through 12 that get exposed to our program is 9%, and in Du Bois County, it's 50%. So we always take the opportunity to pat ourselves on the back when it arises, and we're just very proud of that. Against a national statistic of Junior Achievement USA, Du Bois County fares very well in that category, and that just speaks to the volunteers, the donors. Just very blessed to be in Du Bois County.
Okay, so if you'd like to be part of the Business Hall of Fame, and you should, I'll be there. We enjoy it every time. But if you'd like to be a volunteer for JA, or if you'd like to make a contribution in some way, is it best to contact Jazzwin or to go through Chad, or how does that work? Or either way?
It's either way.
Okay.
Again, my number is 812-634-5238, or jazzwin.org. You can find us.
Okay. Thanks to both of you for coming in.
All right. Appreciate your time.
And again, Mark Schrader will be inducted.
That's right.
And also Stanley Crimp will be inducted as the Hall of Fame. And there's a nice little presentation from each of them, and usually Mark probably will speak, and for Stanley Crimp, somebody from the family accepts the award.
That's right.
It's a very, very special morning.
That's right.
April 26th. All right. Thanks to both of you for coming in. We've had as our guest Ruth Wilson. She is the educational manager for Jazzwin, Junior Achievement of Southwest Indiana, and Chad Hoffman, who is the chairman of the board for Du Bois County's advisory committee for Junior Achievement, but also the co-chair with Luke Bobble. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right.
We want to get Luke's name in there.
Yeah, we got to give him some credit.
That's right.
For putting together the Business Hall of Fame. It's coming up April 26th. Tickets are now available. Thanks to both of you.
All right.
Thanks for watching WJTS. We're local people watching local people.